terrible, we're looking at the news, we have terrible tragedies, all kinds of things are happening. But the point is that we got to get going again. And I think we have to see the bigger picture of where we're going. I think what Daniel was talking about for us to get to the 300 million this year, that we all really need to step it up and we need to have the leaders. And basically, there is so much money sitting on the plate. I think most of you don't even understand. I've never really crunched the numbers. But as I was telling my people, we talk about it all the time, but I'm going to repeat it. You've heard it a million times, but you got to build your board of directors. We have from, the Harvard studies say 1% write their goals down, 3% have it in their head, they don't write them down, but 69% daydream and 29% have no goals at all. So what does that say? It says that you have 4% that you're going to interact with that are kind of the top 20%. It's called the 80-20%. It's like the Pareto principle, like that he did as an economist in the 18th century. He did a lot of research in the world, and he said 80% of the results of any company or any organization were all done by the top 20%. So you have to learn. That's why I tell my people to get their board of directors. That's like your top 20%. It's the ones that write their goals down. They have their goals in their head. They know where they're going. They're driven. They say, I want more. But you really have to understand what is more. I mean, we all know when you sign up, of course, your immediate income immediately will be your product introduction bonuses. That's immediately. You're going to get that $50 on an introduction. You're going to get the $125 for your premium. You're going to get $245 in your business, and Pro Pack, you're going to get $350. That's just upfront money. That's what you should all be focused on. Of course, this week we're just focusing on the event packs till Sunday, and then it goes back to that. And the reason you don't have product introduction bonuses on that, because you're getting a lot of points for your trip, and that's what you should be focused on. So they're moving the money around just slightly. And of course, you can do the social media. Absolutely, we've been talking about that, and the AI. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. But this has to be a system that everyone that comes in, everybody gets 3. It's core 3. Everybody, if you get that top 20%, that 4%, thinking, okay, you make your list. Who do you know? You go back to your list that you talked to before. I know you said no, but do you know? Top networkers always ask for referrals. I know you weren't interested, but do you know anybody that might want to make $500,000 a year, additional income, or maybe another 100,000 or $1 million? Just throwing it out. They go, what? You mean you can make that kind of money? Yeah, possibilities are there, but I know you weren't interested, but do you know anybody that might be interested? And then maybe their life has changed in the last 6 months or the last year that you talked to. So you never know who they are. Go back and ask for referrals. And get them, if you get those 3 people, and then immediately get them to get their 3. And then get another 3, do core 3 again. Now you have 6. Now you're all going to go to 3-star, because you need 6 people doing 3,600 between the 6. And the reason they're doing this, they're teaching you to build legs for the future matching checks, because eventually that will become larger than your cycles of 27,000 a week. And that's where Kim Wee would make 100,000 a month in cycling, but eventually she made 900,000 in matching checks. So she would make $1 million a month, but she focused. She only had 6 people that really was pulling that volume of all of these people. She had recruited 80 people, and then some just did a little bit, but at the end she had 6 that really were pulling all of this volume for her. And I know you're thinking, oh, I don't even have one yet, or I have two and I can't see it. But you got to, if your dream isn't big enough, if it doesn't scare you and it seems, so, if it's not so unrealistic, then it's not big enough. You know, I mean, there are people, they're going to make $8 million here. They are eventually, they're going to be people like Kim and some of these people that are going to be moving up, because I was reading to my people today. It's different when you get into the group volume up here and you start moving up into those bonuses. Not everyone's going to do that. No guarantees. And you know what? It's not that they can't, is that most people don't get left behind. They stay behind. You know, they wait, they hesitate, they choose safety over movement, and then they wonder why momentum passed them by. That's all. You're right now. You're like, oh, well, it's summer. Maybe I should go on vacation. Maybe I should do this. Let me tell you, the people that are moving out right now, who got that momentum and getting those board of directors, finding 10 great people, because 10 people that are leaders, that in that 4% at the top, the ones that write their goals down, have their goals, they're driven, they're hungry, as Les Brown would say, are going to drive your whole organization. And that's who I work with every day. I work with the people who are driven, the ones, because they're bringing in, they can bring 1,000 people in. But it's an attraction principle on top of this. Because of who they are, who do they hang around with? We hang around with people most like us, so they know other leaders. So they bring in another person or two in that 1,000 people that they bring in. And those people bring in another 1,000. So now not only do you have 10,000, but now you have 20,000. And then you have 30,000. They attract and they attract. George, how many people did you have in our last platform at one point?
In the company, we were for 15 years, probably about 900,000 people.
Yes.
A million, yeah.
A million people. Okay. So how many millionaires did you have, George?
Over 40.
All right. Here it is. He got the right people. Who did he work with? He worked with the people that wanted to move up and become a millionaire. All the other people were customers. They're all part of the greater whole. We love everybody, but you have to work smart, not hard. And you work so hard. I think so many people get so excited about the product, which I love and use every day. It helps me. It's going to help me live to 100. Okay. I always say that, but I have to work smart. I have to find the people that are hungry, that want more. And I spend my time with those people that are producing, that want to move up. I don't try to just say, oh, it's a product. How are you loving the product? I don't spend my hours. I'm not a scientist. That's not my job. To help our company get to 300 million, my job is to create leaders to bring in lots of people with lots of customers that move on up. And it gets huge. And really, which I didn't even realize, I got to, I went to 3-star elite, and then I got to 4-star, and I didn't get the 4-star just overnight. I saw some people immediately just boom. It wasn't that I couldn't do it. I just didn't have the right people yet. That's all. But then I just kept plugging along, got those people, and then I got the right leaders. And a lot of you are going like, oh my gosh, look what's happening there now. No, we were building. Don't ever judge yourself from somebody else, and maybe you're not there yet. It doesn't matter, but you have to do something every day in looking for those leaders that will take the whole organization up. But what I loved getting to 4-star, and I'm kind of jumping around, is that you really, in the beginning, you get the product introduction bonuses, and then you're going to start cycling, the 6 and 3, and you cycle once and then twice. Sometimes you cycle 5 times, and pretty soon 10 cycles. And you said you don't see the big money yet, but it's just building the base. And then you get to 3-star, And then you don't rest when you get to 3-star. See, everyone on this call should be a 3-star. You know what to do. We train every single day, and you've got to go into action. If you don't change your behavior, you're going to be exactly where you are a year from now. I'm going to be tough love this morning because I want all of you to be successful. You have to get to 3-star, but when you get to 3-star, you don't stop. That's just entry level. And then we're going to move to 3-star pro. And what do? You build more 3-stars behind you. You're teaching, you're duplicating, and those people push you up to 3-star pro, 3-star elite, and then you get to 4-star. Well, let me tell you about 4-star, how things start really. And when you get up to 4-star, you may slip back just slightly, and you're 3-star elite, you're paid as 3-star elite, 4-star, but then the group is growing and suddenly you're stable. You're, just like a stock market. It goes up and it kind of dips, but each time it goes up, it dips, and then it goes up, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger over the years. All you have to do is look at the stock market. Our business is the same way. But you know what I found out when I got to 4-star, which I got excited. A lot of you were founders and you get the 2%. And I knew you look at the founders, go, well, that's not much, it's $100 or something. And then you go, but we're only in 14 countries, but imagine when we're in 100 countries. But that pool of founders is huge. I mean, it's a lot of people. So it's less in the shares. But when you get to 4-star, guess what? It's 4, 5, 6, 7 stars. And of course, Kim, gold diamond, it's a smaller pool. So those shares are worth more. And so instead of maybe getting 100, you're getting $500 or $600 a week. So immediately, it's almost like a $2,000 raise. Does everybody get that? Just in the shares. We're not even talking about cycling. Yeah, that was a big thing. When I didn't even realize that. I mean, I read it, but I didn't get it. And then George was telling me, and I said, oh my God. So I can be very clear. When I hit 4-star, I've been paid 4-star every week except for 1 week because I wanted those shares, all during that time. And so there's a lot more money. So if you think about it, if that's another $2,000, another $24,000 a year, just in a little raise in the shares. Plus the cycles are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, when I got to 4-star, I was like, just I did this, and then I got it, man. Now I'm ranging anywhere from I don't know, I'm 270, 280, whatever, but now I have to get to 500 cycles to get to 5-star. But I can see it coming because it's rising up. And so your income goes up significantly. And, you can easily be doing, like my check last week was, 7,200. All right. It wasn't that way a year ago, but it is now. Okay. Sometimes it slips down to 5,000, or it'll be 7,200, whatever. It's slipping back and forth. But I will put it this way, because I'm focused on the right activity and building people and 3 core and advancing people up. What I made last year is right now is half of what I made. Well, what I've made year to date is what I made all last year, and I have 6 more months. Does that make sense? So David says, oh, I think you'll probably be at 200, 250,000, the way it's going. Now, how many would like that? But what have I done? I'm focused on the top 20%. I'm focused on the people, not the one customer at a time and spending hours helping them get on the product. I'm really smart with my time. I'm redirecting them to the morning calls. where other people are training too. And I'm focused on how many new people are coming in, how many leaders are moving up to 3-core, 3-star, 3-star pro, and getting my people to 4-star. I'm working on those leaders to move up because that pushes the volume up, which pushes me up to that point. Does everybody kind of get this? Anybody have questions on this? George, do you want to say something regarding this?
And is what you're saying, yeah, is consistency is what keep you where you are right now. And that's the secret of success is consistency. And right now, we are giving an incredible gift after convention that we have a product that can be used as an incredible business tool by sharing it. And there's no excuse not to be consistent. And also for those of you that have seen in person, I have done probably 4 trainings after convention and on top of the one on the Zoom. For those of you that want to expand, even you can do it on social media. Last night, for example, I was doing we were doing a meeting in Irene Smith, and I show how in 6 minutes you post in 4 different. By the way, it's not going to happen the first day because you are learning the system. But in less than 6 minutes, I post in 4 different social media. And I have people, by the way, one of the secrets for you to have so many people all following us when to be consistent in social media is to be consistent because then the algorithm favor you because more people are seeing you. But that's something, and it's not on social media, it's talking to people. It's why the sample is amazing. Using a sample is a great excuse to open a conversation, especially because that product is a multi-result product. It's not only energy, it's focus. It's stress management, it's hydration. I was talking to a person, I was hoping she was on the call, but I don't see her right now in the call. She was telling me that she compared with products that she was using for um, sadness. I don't want to make a claim. And she said that's incredible. When she used the product, she feel better. She feel more comfortable with herself. She feel happy. The other thing she said is that she had problem with her eyes getting so dry, and she's driving a long distance, and suddenly using this product, that didn't happen. Just one testimonial on top of the energy. I'm talking about not just to talk about product, but it's a tool. It's a tool to be in person, to talk to people, to be consistent, and that's consistency that you create going up in ranks. And something that Christine said, since she became a 4-star, she's be consistent with a section of 1 week or a couple of weeks anyway.
Only 1 week. Only 1 week. I
Only
didn't
1 week. And now on your team, you're focused on the people that want to work. As she was, because most of the people, sadly, doesn't matter what you say. They may be excited, but they don't go for it. They don't go for it, even if you have a very powerful tool. And it's not because the person can't do it. Everybody has the same potential. It's just because they are not in that stage of mind yet, or because what they are right now.
Yeah.
And it's why you focus on the 5 people or your board of directors, like you teach all the time, the people
Yeah.
that are going to build you and
Yeah.
build themselves too.
Yeah. Success doesn't pick favorites. It
Mhm.
picks movers.
That's right.
So I want you to remember that.
I love
Success doesn't pick favorites, it picks movers. So who do you focus on? So when you're using this and you're talking about this new product, and it's a simple way to open up conversations. George is absolutely right. What do you do, by the way? They're excited. Probably say, oh, how long have you been doing that? Oh, about 10 years, 20. Are you planning to do that forever? Well, not really. Well, what would you really like to do? Well, and then they tell you their dreams or what they would like, the daydreamers. And I say, you know what? I might have a solution for you. Would you be open to hearing about a new platform in the health and wellness arena where you can have your dreams come true? Might be for you, maybe not. Take it away. I'm never pushy. Might be for you, maybe not. And if it's not for you, maybe you know somebody else that might want to make an additional 6-figure income, 7-figure income in the future. I talk big numbers because I never give claims. I'm just saying the possibilities, because we have possibilities in this platform to make 10,000 a week, 20,000 a week, 40,000 a week. We have the possibility, but only a few will do it. It's not like George says, it's not that you can't, it's you choose not to. You try to analyze, you try to sit back, you wait, you hesitate, you choose safety over movement, and then you wonder why the movement passed you by. And here yet you have a perfect storm. Everybody's looking for health benefits in the world. You have a new company that's getting ready to go into momentum. So I'm not going to miss the moment. I'm looking for the leaders to go up with the momentum. I'm not waiting for it to happen. I'm creating it in my own group. And I'm going to catch the wave. And all of you on this can do the same thing. But you got to change your behavior habits. You have to go back and look at your date book. I can tell you how much you make by looking at your calendar. Yeah. If you don't have any people on the Zooms, you're not making any money. You're just thinking about it, always getting ready, thinking about it. You got to say, that's it. I'm fed up. I want more. I'm going to change. And you can. And a fool will lose tomorrow by looking back on yesterday. Don't say, oh, it's just the way I am. That's the way I've always done it. It's just me. You can change if you choose. Now, so you can be in the top 4%, or you can be the daydreamers and the people who have no goals at all. 97%. That's why there's only so many people in the world that are super, super wealthy. Everybody can do it, but we always use our book full of excuses. My mother beat me up, or whatever, or my father this, and my teacher told me I was a loser. And now you've taken that on. You have to shed that skin off and get your 2-inch thick rhinoceros skin. And say, I don't care who says no, but I worry about who I miss.
Yep. I love what you just said. Many times we have the excuses when we said, this is who we are, I am. That's not true. Everybody that's here were created with incredible potential. We came from the same side. We have a spirit inside that doesn't have limitations.
Yeah.
When we are saying that, we are labeling ourselves. We are self-hypnotizing ourselves, and we believe it. But that's not the truth. The truth is that everybody has the same potential here. There's not any difference at all.
That's right.
How we see it. Many times we have to borrow the belief of the person that brought us into the business because we don't believe in ourselves. But to start saying, you know what? We must believe in ourselves, because if we understand where we came from, if we really believe in the things, if you are you're religious, etc., if we really believe that we are sons and daughters of a God, how can you say that you don't have potential? Oh, I
Right.
can't do it. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. The plan, we have the map, we have the company, we have the tools, and everything is very simple. It's just consistency. Consistency, and consistency. Obviously, consistency and persistency, and never to give up. Not even to think and give up. As soon as you say, I'm going to give it 90 days, you are saying, I'm going to quit in 90 days. That's what
Right.
you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. And the first thing, every night before I go to bed, I look at my calendar. I know other people are electron. I'm still old fashioned. I have my book. I look to see, okay, my Black Crow, I have George's. How many appointments do I have set up? I'm already prepared. I already know what I'm going to be doing the next day. And I'm planning out my week. I'm planning out my week. And if that calendar, I'm going to tell you, if that calendar is empty, then I know, and if my phone is not ringing for Zooms, I'm on the phone personally to find new people. I'm not going to blame my area. What they're saying to me subconsciously, I'm getting the message, I'm not ready to work yet. I have other things that are a priority. I don't ever get mad at my people, ever. They'll tell you that I have great empathy. I don't push them. I don't try to drag anybody across. I go, okay, they're not ready. I'm going to go find somebody else. And then I'm focused on finding new people. to fill in the pipeline. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to wait there forever. And I'm not going to wait for someone says, yeah, and in a month, I think I'll be ready. And then you sit down and wait for them, and then they never do sign up. How many times we've heard that? I mean, I've heard it all. I'll be ready next week. And they go, oh, good, I got a new one coming in. And then they don't do anything. And you waste that whole week. You just got to fill in the pipeline. That's why I tell my people, you got to talk to 10 new people every day. It could be an hour, like you see in the social media, making those contacts, getting out there, connecting with people. But it's got to be done every single day. Not forever. This is closing on this. This is not forever. It means you got to push a lot in the beginning, like getting that fuel in the airplane takes more fuel to get up. But once you get up, it's level. I can tell you, Kim Wee and Samson don't work like I do. They work. Let me tell you, they do work hard. But they've got people already in position that are 6 stars. And so Kim can just talk to the 6 stars. What's going on? Let's do this. Organizing. You don't have to work as hard because it takes less fuel at that level. Everybody get that? This is important. But in the beginning, you got to spend more time on the fuel in the beginning to get the airplane off. And so that's getting your 10 people in position, that are going to run with you. And that's who you focus on because they bring in the thousands of people. Okay, so that's my words of wisdom today. We can all do this, right? We can all do it together. And it doesn't matter your age. You know my age. So don't tell me you're too old, you're too tired, whatever. No, you can do this. No excuses.
I agree.
All
I
right.
agree. Thank you very much.
All right.
Anybody wants to
Thank
comment or
you.
to say something, to add something?
Yeah, I just want to add a comment. It's Coach Sutra over here.
Hi, Coach.
Christine just like ended it on the perfect thing there. There's no excuse about being tired, you guys. We have this incredible product right now. So there is no reason for being tired. I have these literally sitting here at my desk. And there's always water available at my desk as well. So same for you guys. Put these everywhere. Bring them everywhere you go, talk to everybody, do a tasting wherever you go, let people try it. I've been having some pretty decent success with people being very interested and liking the product. So it's giving me the edge and the in to be able to talk to them. This is the thing we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good.
I have a quick question. How many times a day can you take it? Because a customer asked me that yesterday.
2.
2 times. Okay.
That's what Dr. Dan says. I asked him that.
Okay.
But someone like Daniel, probably because he's big guy, could, he had 2. I think he told us the other he had 2 by 11 o'clock, but he's a big guy. But some of us petite or something, maybe not so.
Yeah, I took actually 3 on Monday, and not because I wanted. It's just that I went to corporate, and Daniel brought us about with the product, and he said, "Oh, it's my 3rd one. I did it. He didn't kill me. Still here."
Yeah.
I have a share.
Go ahead.
Hi, this is Shar.
Hey, Cheryl.
I had my first tasting last week at my farmer's market, and I did pretty good. I got about, I think it was 10 contacts, and I've been trying to follow up on some of them. And then now this week, our team is going to try and have another tasting, so we're really, really excited about that.
Okay, thank
that's
you.
Great. Yeah. And Kathy, I think what Dr. Nez, that's what they put on the box just for, as a general thing.
Yes. And by the way, if somebody is kind of sensitive to caffeine, you can have half of it too.
Yeah.
Dr. Dan talked about that.
Yeah.
Just half is more than enough.
Yeah, I know one of my people, Trish, in Florida, she's real hyper all the time. Anyway, she's just go, 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 go. So she can't even take the whole thing. And Dr. Dan said to her, "Oh, you're one of those, So she takes half and then she's fine. It just depends. For me, I'll take the whole thing. I'll take a couple of them a day, And I know David, the other afternoon, he's my age, and he said, and sometimes he likes to take a nap in the afternoon, like most of the time. I don't ever take a nap, but but he likes to, And so and he says, maybe I better have my kinetic. I said, yeah. And he took it, and about a few minutes says, well, this stuff really, wow, it really works. I can, he didn't take a nap. He was fueled and up and keeping going. So
Yes.
Everyone's different.
Hey,
Everyone's
Joy.
different. I was gonna say that, like, I have a lot of energy naturally just because of all the exercise I do, and I honestly have to take half
yeah,
because if not, I'm jumping out.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so just half. So everyone's
Joy?
different.
Yes, go ahead. From
Hey,
Tim?
it's me, BJ.
Oh,
Hey,
BJ.
throughout the convention, I never drink energy drinks. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
we can hear
Hello?
you.
go ahead.
Okay. So I never drink energy drinks. I drink water and I drink black coffee. And that's all I drink. I don't drink juice. I drink nothing. So when he passed those out, I took that bottle and I just sipped on it a little bit when I felt a little tired. Well, when I got home, I make a morning shake. I put in my Eternal, I put in my collagen, I put in my protein powder, my chia seeds, and I thought, well, I might as well just dump this right in here. So I go outside because I have a farm to water in the mornings, and all of a sudden, it was like, talk about cherry rush. I got the biggest rush, and it was, you know,
Oh, she
Oh.
broke up. BJ, we can't hear you.
Yeah, you cut off suddenly.
It's right at the climax. Well, we know that she had a big rush for